Hey guys, this is Justin. Hello and welcome to another video. Hope everyone's doing well. I wanted to take a break from lore content today and just sort of do a meta video covering what's up with me, how the channel's doing, YouTube as a whole. I know some of you don't care, and I don't blame you whatsoever. If you don't want to watch this video, I highly recommend you check out the one I uploaded. It was pretty late last night, so you may have missed it. All about Palpatine, Dark Empire, him wanting to become basically whatever's after a God Emperor. Pretty fun video. Today, however, I will just yap. So I decided to make this video based on a question from Sean Whitby 8271. By the way, guys, make sure you leave your questions down below. Include the hashtag AskEck. He says, you mentioned revenue was down on Star Wars content. I was wondering what other content you'd be interested in covering that we could support. And what a wonderful question, first of all. I'll admit, I've always seen myself as a content-first channel, so it's always nice to learn that some of you are here for the personality. But yeah, there's rightly, I think, been lots of discussion about how tough it is on Star Wars YouTube right now, how it'd be very tough for someone to come up new to the Star Wars YouTube game, how views are down, how money is down, and all of those things to a degree are true. But it's also true that YouTube has just changed, and a lot of us as creators have changed as well. You know, I've been uploading for 8 years now, which is just insane. Just a month shy of 8 years, I've put over 2,000 videos up on just this channel alone. And that's a very long time, especially when you consider we're talking about the internet. 8 years on the internet is like 30 years in the real world. I've seen things change from across YouTube. People's attention spans are changing. The way people discover videos are changing. What people want to watch is significantly different. When it comes to Star Wars, for example, you know, back when I was just first starting, there were a few YouTubers, Star Wars Explained, Star Wars Theories, Dupenda's Wave, the Cankrazans, do any of you guys remember him? Those were the main ones that I remember, and they were creating, at the time, completely new content all about the fundamentals of the universe. Videos along with my own, which millions of people have seen and which sort of set the stage for what YouTube would be like in this niche. And since then, thousands, tens of thousands even, of people have taken their shot at making Star Wars content, and dozens or hundreds of us have had the privilege of doing so full time. That being said, it's not the same now, and part of that is because the content's just not as novel. You know, 7 years ago, I could do a topic about something in the unknown regions which no one knew about. Nowadays, the knowledge is just more well distributed, the videos are already out there, and what's more, there just isn't the same level of general interest among non-hardcore Star Wars fans, and you can argue in the comments why that is. A big part to me is the lack of movies. I was around for the lead up to episode 8, that's when my channel blew up. I was there for episode 9. When a movie gets going, the marketing and the fan interest gets going, we do well. The same is true when there's a show that's really popping off, whether it's The Mandalorian or Kenobi was really big. Our success, especially if you're making content based on like lore like I do, is largely based on the overall popularity of the thing you're talking about, which, you know, does seem pretty obvious. Now, cashing in on interest can also turn into cashing in on anger or whatever you want, but considering we're talking mostly about lore videos, let's stick to that. But I will say, while interest is down, I'll admit I've been pretty happy with how things are going for me. One thing you guys may or may not know is that in January, the amount that we earn dropped significantly, which is just because advertisers aren't spending very much money. I very smartly made up for that by kind of taking December off, the month where you usually earn the most money, but that's kind of where I am right now. I'm comfortable in my setup. I've got a pretty loyal audience. I think you guys support most of what I do. My videos do good enough. I'm happy with that. If we're in like the dead of content and I'm routinely getting 50 to 100,000 views, that's pretty good. I'm okay with that. But yeah, I've also made some changes and I have expanded the Eckhart's Ladder empire into a bunch of different channels, and I've built out a team, and part of that is because I did see some of the writing on the wall with Star Wars and potential revenue loss, but I've also just really enjoyed creating. I like this process. I like making YouTube channels. I like interacting with the community. So some of you may know this, there are a bunch of other places where you can hear my voice and see my work across YouTube. We've got a shorter Star Wars channel called X Clips. You may enjoy that, you may not. It's a lot of the content we do here just in bite-sized format. Probably my second most popular channel is actually a hockey channel. It's just called Eck, E-C-K. A lot of people now know me from there and have no idea I do Star Wars content, which is always funny, especially people who I meet in real life, like where I live. Hockey is more popular than Star Wars, so a lot of people will recognize my voice or something from there, which never happens with the Star Wars channel. Additionally, we've got other sports channels. There's a football and a basketball channel. They're kind of a work in progress. I don't upload on there nearly as much as I'd like, but they do exist. We've also got Professor X, which is a Marvel/pop culture channel. That too, still kind of in the growing stages. Then there's a couple of others which I've been dabbling with. We got a Pokemon channel, for example. All stuff that I'm working on just to try to keep growing and learning and making content. You know, I've made lots of little changes here which allow me to streamline production. I have an editor, for example, Marmar. She's editing this video. She edits, I'd say 90% of my videos, maybe 80%. That allows me to spend brain power elsewhere, and I think she does a good job of keeping the content up to a high quality. I've got other employees and partners who help me across my other channels. So it's scary because I've got responsibilities. I've got people to pay now. But if you don't grow, you die. And in the internet age, there's not a whole lot better you can do than diversifying. And that's what I've done. So Star Wars isn't a tough space, but I'm pretty happy with where I am, and you don't need to worry about me. I'm not going anywhere, but things probably will look a little different on the channel. You guys have really responded positively to my non-Star Wars content, and I actually really enjoy branching out as well. I think sci-fi content generally fits really well on this channel, especially one-off videos. Recently we did one on a Stephen King novel, The Langoliers, that has just today actually 200,000 views, which is awesome. Before that, we've recently done ones on Blade Runner, Terminator, the new Alien and Borderlands films. In the past, we've covered Lovecraft, sci-fi short stories. We did that 1984 video, which did super well. That is almost 1.5 million views. So my plan is definitely to continue making content like that. I am a bit more limited in my upload cadence just because it takes time to actually ingest the material. That's the nice thing about Star Wars. I can talk about anything without having to look at notes, without having to read any new content. If I want to do a video on 1984, for example, I've got to reread the novel and probably read some commentary as well, put it all together, and it's fun, but I can't do it at the same speed. Zach is helping a lot with that. Right now, we're working on a video about Interstellar. I'd like to do one on the novelization for Event Horizon, just to see if there's anything different from the movie. So one of those videos out every couple of weeks, I also think would do a lot to help the channel. It's one of my goals this year. Also, for the gaming content, one of my other goals for this year is to revive the X2 channel. We're about 6 episodes into an Empire War playthrough. We'll be starting a new playthrough also to run concurrently on the upcoming KOTOR era mod. So yeah, a lot of work to do this year. It's stressed, I'm stressed, but we'll get through it. Anyway, that's all for me, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, be safe, have a good one. I appreciate your support forever, and may the Force be with you.
It goes mic check 1 1 2 2. You could do great things with home brew. Mic check 1 1 2 2. You could do great things with home brew. Well, it's the K.Flames back on the beat, coming out the heart of Southeast London streets with the home brew channel for Nintendo Wii. I don't pay for games no more, I get them for free. I just download and burn it in the Wii, and I can boot up PALs or NTSC or even download this shit from overseas. All you need is some minus or DVDs and a right application for the HBC. The homebrew channel for Nintendo Wii, and yeah, the Twilight hack seem to work for me. Homebrew, yeah, that's my home.